Chino's TPU Thermopix combines thermal imaging and non-contact infrared thermometer technology to safely and accurately measure surface body temperature. We'll look into exactly why Chino's TPU Thermopix is an ideal solution for small, medium volume screening and triage of individuals with elevated temperature compared to more popular methods such as forehead thermometers and thermal imaging cameras. We recommend reading through the following publications from the FDA or other publications from your local health agency. First, an example of TPU placed at a business entrance. Benefit number 1 of TPU versus forehead thermometer. As we can see, the TPU, once set up, is a standalone unit that will automatically screen individuals without any contact. This minimizes any potential transmission. Other temperature assessment devices often require physical contact. Even non-contact infrared forehead thermometers require personnel to be inside the 6 feet recommended social distance guidelines. Benefit number 2 of TPU versus forehead thermometer. Just 3 seconds are needed to measure one individual's temperature. Realistically, we approximate about 15 people per minute per device. This may not seem much faster compared to non-contact forehead thermometers. However, there are several drawbacks to forehead thermometers that are addressed by the TPU. Accuracy. The TPU takes several readings of the entire face and calculates the average maximum temperature in the 3-second calculation. While forehead thermometers may be incrementally faster or slower depending on the operating user, it takes just one reading. Additionally, the table below from Kaiser Permanente shows forehead temperature is not reflective of true body temperature and can differ as much as 1.11 degrees Celsius or 2 degrees Fahrenheit for more conventional ways of taking body temperature. Recent research suggests the inner canthus or tear ducts are the best indicator of true body temperature. A publication by the USNLM NIH shows the tear ducts are normally 0.6 degrees Celsius or 1 degree Fahrenheit off true inner body temperature when at rest. Effectively, the difference is 2 times smaller when measuring the tear ducts versus forehead. Please refer to the study linked for further details. By scanning the entire face, even for a masked individual, and thereby the tear ducts, the TPU can capture true body temperature more accurately than forehead thermometers. Now, what about comparing the TPU to thermal imaging cameras? At first glance, a thermal imaging camera may seem like the ideal way to screen individuals. It is common to see thermal imaging cameras simply pointed at a group of individuals or individuals walking by at relatively high speed. This kind of integration often compromises accuracy for show factor. Note the FDA guidelines suggest: measure only one person's surface skin temperature at a time, position the person at a fixed distance from the thermal imaging system directly facing the camera. The image area should include the person's whole face and the calibrated black body if using one. The TPU fulfills all these guidelines at the fraction of the price of high-end thermal imagers. We'll see why the FDA suggests fixed distance and one person with some screenshots taken from a video posted by a popular thermal imaging camera manufacturer. Note this individual in glasses and a necktie. In this one example of many, there is a 0.6 degrees Celsius difference depending on the distance from the camera. He, as well as all the other personnel, also neglect to remove glasses, which obscure the tear ducts. Glasses emit significantly less infrared energy than human skin. The camera instead reads forehead temperature, which is lower than true body temperature, even when considering the camera's built-in compensation calculations. It's hard to say whether this individual's true temperature is 36.2 or 36.8, or 1 to 2 degrees higher. This next example shows why just one person's temperature should be taken at a time. One individual doesn't even get his temperature taken since he is constantly blocked by the person in front, turning his head, or just not picked up by the camera's AI. How does the TPU counteract these problems? First of all, it requires the subject to position themselves approximately 6 inches from the unit to activate the proximity sensor and start the reading. This ensures just one person's temperature will be taken at a time. LED and tone will activate if the individual moves excessively or is too far away during the reading, forcing the individuals to remain a fixed distance from the unit to provide an accurate measurement. While it may seem like a thermal imaging camera can be used in high-throughput areas scanning multiple people at once, it is often misused with potentially devastating consequences. When used properly, as demonstrated in the video below, the realistic throughput is not much greater than that of our TPU unit. For many organizations, the TPU is a much more economical alternative. Many thermal imaging cameras from reputable manufacturers cost well over $10,000 US. Regarding manufacturers, due to recent developments, we feel obligated to mention that back in August of 2019, the US government banned popular Chinese thermal imaging camera manufacturers from selling new units to the US government, as well as pre-existing units in service. As of now, this does not include private enterprises, and details are uncertain regarding companies that OEM cameras from the banned Chinese manufacturers. We are not experts on the matter, but it may be due to a range of factors from trade tensions to potential security issues, especially with thermal cameras that include an onboard optical camera with facial recognition. Further details can be found in articles, such as the one linked below by Forbes. This ban is effective as of August 13, 2020, and may eventually affect the private sector. Please be rest assured that the TPU is made and tested in Japan by Chino Corporation, established in 1936. We guarantee the accuracy and stability of the TPU based on 80+ years of providing affordable measuring, monitoring, and control instruments around the world. Additional features. The TPU is a plug-and-play unit. The minimum setup necessary is hand-tighten 2 screws to attach base plate, plug-in unit, and turn on switch. However, note that some initial hands-on setup is recommended for optimum results due to different environment conditions. No technical expertise is necessary as everything is included in the box. One of the first things customer may choose to do is adjust the alarm settings. The alarm value is preset to 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit or 38 degrees Celsius, but can be adjusted to any value higher than the reference value. For increased functionality, the TPU has 2 relays, one for normal readings and one for elevated temperature readings. For example, some customers may choose to link the TPU to a separate alarm to close a gate, door, etc. upon alarm activation. Conversely, a successful temperature reading can send a signal to open a gate, door, etc. Bear in mind that like all thermal imaging cameras, the accuracy of readings can be affected by and not limited to fluctuations in ambient temperature, exercise prior to temperature reading, strong sunlight, incorrect positioning, and certain cosmetics. While no non-contact temperature measuring device is a faultless solution, the TPU addresses many of the shortcomings of the products at a reasonable price. Thank you for watching.